Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all,
Just stop.
get real.
Welcome to DBL. Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going.
You and I both had like this little hair pull back in the front.
Trying to show off the faces.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Kelly said she loves that style.
You know what's not good?
What?
Netflix. Not good. Let's talk about this, right? Or not flicks.
Good joke.
The numbers are in, and just like my joke, it's not looking good for Netflix. Shares for the streaming service dropped, are you ready for this? 25% over 3 months. It's the first drop in more than a decade. The company said it's lost 200,000 subscribers and could lose up to 2 million more. So it blamed the dip on a bunch of things like increased competition, inflation, the war in Ukraine. But the biggest reason, it says, is password sharing. Netflix says about 100 million households share passwords. To offset the loss, the company wants to crack down on password sharing and introduce a cheaper option with ads. I just want to get everyone's take to, first off, on like what you thought when you first saw this. This wasn't a story I've been like, oh yeah, that tracks. It was like, whoa, for me. What did you think, Lindsay?
Well, I'm obsessed with Netflix ever since my maternity leave. That was like yeah, that was like my #1 go-to. I mean, I really completed Netflix. Like I had to move on. I'm glad they've got new programming on there, like The Ultimatum, which I'm watching right now.
Great show,
So
guys.
this was like alarming to me that this was dropping. But then, you know, I know that I'm no stock expert and I don't understand why this is happening besides what they're telling us. But in my perspective, if we're basing it off of like last year, even the year before, people were in the house and didn't know what to do during the pandemic when we were locked down. We were literally pulling stuff out of our behinds trying to make fun. We thought it was the world was over and we had to go make bread, and like nobody's doing any of that anymore. So you have to expect, if you are one of the largest streaming platforms in the world, that a lot of those people who really were looking for random things to do now found what their day-to-day is going to look like outside of the pandemic and dropped subscribers. I wouldn't think Netflix is failing. That's what I would say as a perspective and a consumer who's willing to pay that price hike every single time.
All right, price hike. Do you think that perhaps it's too high? Would you go for a lower cost? I mean, the cost of living has gone up, and Netflix is now somewhat of a luxury, right? It's like, what, 20 bucks? I mean, it used to be like $9.99. Is that part of this, do you think? Or is it saturation? That's my other question.
I think a lot of it is what Lindsay had to say, that people are out of the house. They're like, the last thing I want to do is touch a television remote. I was sitting on the couch for 2 hours, or for 2 years. But I will say this, I do think Netflix kind of set the standard, and people are starting to catch up a lot. Like there was a period of time where McDonald's ruled the landscape. If you want
it doesn't anymore.
Fries, that's where you want, and they're still the best. But now there's Five Guys. Now there's
Brooks and I had this exact conversation.
Now there's a lot of different, almost like little boutique shops that are kind of coming after McDonald's. It's like, you know, Five Guys does burgers better, McDonald's has better stuff. Wendy's does spicy chicken sandwich better. But so like you've got these little competitions, and the same thing that's happening to Netflix. Now you have, you know, the Travel Channel, and they all got together, and now all the Flip the Show houses, they're all together. So Netflix is battling some big cartels now that are coming, and if you're a person that likes home renovation, you might choose to pay that $20 over the Netflix.
Yeah, and just so you know, Disney went down, which owns Hulu, but Apple TV went up by, I believe, 11%, and Amazon
Do you think it changes with the shows? Like if there's shows that people are watching?
So this is my take. Netflix became like the Kleenex, right? We would call it Netflix and chill. It became so brand that that's the only brand we would ever use, right? But I think it's because it had shows that everybody talked about, like those Tiger Kings.
Right.
And so we all had to go watch Netflix. And for the past 3 months, I'll be honest, I haven't had a Netflix show. Bridgerton, so for me,
wow, people love that show.
It's a hard
Blasphemous.
take. Now that was my take. Let me get what other people think. Obviously, we need Elon Musk's take
on everything, from Russia to Netflix.
That's right. Now, he's blaming the content on Netflix for the loss in subscribers, accusing them of pandering to the left. Elon tweeted, "The woke mind virus is making Netflix unwatchable." Some online pointed to so-called woke content, like this series from Japan called He's Expecting, about a biological man who mysteriously becomes pregnant. So do you think it's woke?
I would tell Elon Musk, has he seen the Kanye documentary on Netflix? I mean, Kanye is literally anti-left. Kanye supported President Trump, and Kanye also was running for president himself, trying to break apart the vote. So, like, that wouldn't be considered like somebody that the left would praise, I would assume. So, I don't know. I think Netflix has done a great job, like you said, of having a variety and making people who weren't interested in one content come and just check it out. Like me, I would never watch Tiger King on a random Tuesday, but because y'all would not stop talking about it,
right.
I watched Tiger King, beginning and end, and read every single article about every movie they're making about it. So I think that Netflix is doing a good job, but when you compare it to like the niche companies that are really focusing in, let's say, on building a home or even knitting or something so specific, or traveling, or even Vice, how they do really niche stuff, if people are looking for that, they're going to cancel their Netflix and go to what they want to watch.
I think my question for you guys is, do you think Elon Musk is just doing what kind of everybody's had to do, which was choose a side? And he kind of seems like he's chosen that Joe Rogan, let's get back to common sense, anti-left sentiment. And no matter how you feel about it, it's just a side. It's just a business decision. And that's why we see him weighing in with the Twitter, the free speech. He's hitting all the bells: free speech, woke, trans athlete. I'm waiting for him to talk about swimming next. It's just, I mean, it could be coming out of a robot's head at this point. It's just an ideology that half the world shares, that things are too progressive, and he's embracing that and trying to move forward and using them as his capital to move forward with that. So I think it's just a business decision. I don't think it's personal. I don't think he watches Netflix.
Well,
he's a regular person.
Yeah, I think first of all, he says he doesn't even have a home right now. He's like staying with friends. To me, Elon Musk is hard to follow. To me, he's a bit, not in the clinical word, but manic. He'll go back and forth from being like pretty conservative to really progressive to really conservative again. So I don't ever take Elon Musk as like a weather vane, because
When has he been progressive?
Very progressive about drug policies. I mean, he smoked a joint and this stock went down on Tesla. But people are progressive when it's them. Bill Maher, will smoke a joint on television, but he still will go on, different programs and talk about how defund the police is a bad thing. And all. Like, he's very right and left, and I feel like there's a lot of this libertarian mindset where, like, it's okay if I smoke a joint. Everybody's very liberal when it's them. When they're getting high, when they're going to strip clubs, they're fine. But when it's time to start aligning with an ideology, they do lean towards conservatives, because conservatives spend money and they get out and vote.
But this conversation makes me think about what Elon Musk's bigger plan might be. It seems like he might have some kind of
streaming service, you think, maybe?
Well, I was going to say political intentions. I know that's kind of like a lot of people who are free in that way and billionaires in that way never want to get into politics because it's very restrictive and you have to answer to the people that vote you in. But it seems like he's weighing in on, like, let's go explore life in the space on Mars. Let's do this. And every topic with Russia, how he would respond. I mean, some of his antics have been childish, but what is the bigger goal of jumping in all this? Because if you see people like Oprah or Bill Gates, they're not so quick to jump in every single topic in the way that he is.
And he's amplified, right? We talk about it on the show, what his take on it is. And for me, it's too static and all over the place for me to actually count on him. Does that make sense?
But I don't think people are counting on him.
Well,
I think people are counting on him to make a statement. Like, he made a statement, I'm going to bring the internet to Ukraine. What happened to that?
He did.
He did not.
He did. Wireless servers went there.
Marpol has...
Yes, 1,000%, and we'll talk about that. He did. He actually did.
I don't... Okay.
He did. I'm telling you, he did, Al. Coming up on DBL.
We need to find this out immediately in the break.
He did.
He brought...
Yes, he brought servers, Elon Musk, by himself.
That are functional now.
Yes.
Okay, well, then the New York Times article I read yesterday was erroneous.
Erroneous is a great word. Good word. Our interview
I'm
coming
stressed
up
out over here.
That was good. With NBA icon Magic Johnson. He tells us, or some of the other hosts, what finally broke the rivalry between he and other basketball great Larry Bird. Plus, do humans have more empathy for pets than for other people? We're talking about it next.
Closed captioning provided by...
This April, connect with Al, Tori, Erica, Jeff, and Sam.
What are we talking about?
Real conversations are on DBL. I love this story.
That's why you watch every show.
DBL, all new every day.
You have access to the internet.
Well,
And
that's
he
great.
brought them to it, yeah.
All right.
We got to fact check.
So here's the thing. He said this. He did. The people in Ukraine were like, "Yo, if you have the money and you want to say all this, then put up something. Give us wireless internet." And overnight, he wrote on Twitter, "Agreed." And then he sent servers called Starlink, and there was pictures of them in trucks, and there was all these servers, and they suddenly had more wireless due to one person, Elon Musk. But then he does some really weird stuff. So to me, he's like an ice skater. He swivels.
It's kind of like I don't know where to feel because on the one hand I'm like, does he want to get into some politics? And then on the other hand, it's like he's doing so much random stuff that maybe he just wants to feel involved in the conversation.
But doesn't it seem like it leans towards like with the Twitter like free speech? Didn't that hit
Yeah,
that
I was like, why are you going? Because most people, young people, would say Twitter is the least of their concern out of all the social media platforms, right? With TikTok being the most one that's booming, and I don't have the actual numbers on this, but for younger audience that's going to grow up,
I don't think that's up for debate,
TikTok is like the biggest one right now for younger people, and then Instagram, and then Twitter. I'm assuming, and Twitter's more of an elevated conversation, sometimes very disrespectful conversation, but just like a lot of conversations happen on there with historians and articles written.
TikTok
a lot
has
of
like
writers.
little compartments. There's like movie review TikTok.
Right, there's
basketball TikTok. There's hip hop TikTok. So there's a lot.
So
of
I'm wondering
different-
why Elon Musk wants Twitter. Because it's more of a conversation.
I think you bring back Twitter. If he controls that, he can release Trump's account.
That's the sole reason, though?
I absolutely.
And then what? Okay, it's fine. Trump can say whatever he wants again. And then what?
I mean, but that was how he could contact his base.
Oh, because you're saying he wants to help Trump win for
Well, I think just introducing that factor into this will create chaos that, like, I think he likes. But I mean, I don't think he's.
How do you like me now? How do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way, you still think I'm crazy. Standing here today, I couldn't make you love me, but I always dream.
Welcome back to DBL. That was Toby Keith, the dog with a little music from Toby Keith, the country singer.
You look like you just got out of a drop top.
Yeah, what happened? I like
road
that.
trip.
Every time I tell you I like your hair, you change it. Now I'm offended.
I wanted it down. You know me.
Oh, man.
We have to talk about Toby Keith because he's a 21-year-old Chihuahua, and he was just named the oldest living dog in the world by the Guinness Book of World Records. Way to go, Toby, huh?
I love it.
Way to go.
Speaking of dogs, though, a new study suggests that we have more empathy for animals than people. The study found that when presented with cases of both animal and human suffering, people were more likely to empathize with animals and not so much their fellow humans. So DBL Nation, we want to know what you think. Who do you have more empathy for? People or animals like your pets? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Remember, our poll is anonymous, so be honest.
I think it's obvious. I think it's always going to be animals because animals give you the unchecked love. It's not like, Lindsay, I love you, but what you did last night, your animal will never do that. No matter how bad a day you had, no matter what you did or what you said or what you texted, when you come home, your dog is going to be excited to see you. And I think people gravitate towards that, and I think it's just that simple.
And I know this is like a playful story, but this really, really bothers me. I think that people love their pets and love animals a lot, and that's important. But, the fact of how much that I think people of color are arguing for other people to get on their side and understand perspectives of their experience in this country, have empathy. And it's such a hard push and pull to make people, even when George Floyd passed, it was like weeks we were like, where's everybody at? That everybody was running out in droves to support everybody in the transgender community, every woman that we fought for to help get voting rights. And then it's like, but you love your dog, though. But you can't see why this man getting killed, no matter what his background was inappropriate in that moment. And so it annoys me a lot. I know it was a light segment, but this is always something that annoys me, that people are like, oh, my God, how could you not love a dog? It's like, how could you not love a human? How could you not see the empathy for this man that got killed? Or how could you not see this?
Let me ask you a question, though. And I actually think that's a really interesting thought and philosophy, that it's easier for somehow us to see animals, right?
I've had many times.
Yeah. Now, is it because A, they don't have a voice, right? Like, so it's like someone who can't speak up for themselves? Or B, is it because we've seen what humans can do, and humans also have an evil side where dogs seem to have that unconditional love? I'm just playing the devil's advocate because I hadn't thought of it this way.
Well, I'm just saying, and I think it's like a conversation that we have in the Black community. I feel like a lot, like, oh yeah, they love their dog, but they don't, like, I don't, because it should be simple to get, you know, in certain predicaments, you know, even when we talk about like young kids that are getting hurt and in different situations, it's like, why not support or rally for this kid?
Right.
But then it's
because it's nuance, and people don't deal with nuance.
Right. The dog is just simple.
You just know, no matter what, if you point to a dog, if you feed it, that dog will love you. You know, any kind of nuance, though, things get lost. It's like, oh, you know, George Floyd was killed, but he was on Oxycontin. You know, but he has 3 prior arrests. And so most people be like, who cares? But other people be like, well, he shouldn't have been doing that. And now we're into a thing. With dogs, with cats, you're never in a thing. It's always they're laying next to you and they love you and they give you unconditional love. And I definitely have felt how Lindsay feels in terms of how people look at their animals. But I understand the human condition of just wanting life to be simple. And I think that's why people romanticize the 50s. They're like, it was a simpler time. It was like, it was horrible.
Not for blacks and women.
Yeah, it was horrible for almost everybody.
A lot of people have said to me, and most of my friends that are not of color, like, if you don't have a dog, because I was like the last one to get a dog. It's like, you don't have a dog, I don't understand you. I love dogs. How could you not love dogs? And it's like, well, if you don't get this, you know, I feel way stronger than you do, but okay, I'll leave it there.
I never thought of it. Thank you for enlightening me. Let's see the tag board. People said, pets, do you have more empathy for pets? 82% said pets more than people. What an interesting...
I also think people always say, oh, they could have avoided that. They should just not use drugs. They would have been fine. You know, it's easy to kind of.
There's an excuse there. Interesting. Coming up on DBL, NBA icon Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes, tells us all about his docuseries. They Call Me Magic. You do not want to miss this incredibly special interview. It's coming up next. Stay tuned.
A strain of bird flu that's very contagious and deadly for chickens is spreading through some U.S. poultry flocks. The infected include backyard birds, commercial poultry, pet chickens, and wild birds in captivity. So when we first told you the disease doesn't pose a risk to humans who eat poultry, it prompted even more questions, like this one from Cheryl, who says she has several wild bird feeders in her yard and wants to know if it's safe to handle those feeders. So the question is, can you get infected with bird flu while handling wild bird feeders? As always, we're upfront with our sources. They include the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and Dr. Michael Martin, state veterinarian for the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. The CDC says infections only occur when people come into close contact with sick birds. Martin says that he has not seen any evidence of the virus affecting people at all. For those with bird feeders, he has this recommendation.
So it's always good to kind of wash up after using and working with your bird feeder, just as a general practice. But there's nothing right now that's a heightened need for doing that because of avian influenza.
He also says if you have backyard chickens or pet birds, keep those bird feeders away.
Just because those wild birds may have diseases like avian influenza or other diseases that could actually cause problems with your own domestic chickens. And so it's always just kind of a good idea to try to keep diseases from your birds that you're taking care of.
So we can verify, no, you cannot get infected with bird flu while handling wild bird feeders. Once again, the disease poses very little risk to humans. With your Verify, I'm Vanessa Rufus.
All of a sudden, we started to win.
He's going to be the greatest player of all time.
And in walks Magic Johnson, approaching the podium.
That was a clip from Magic Johnson's new docuseries, They Call Me Magic. Earlier, we spoke to the legend about his life and career. Check it out.
Your smile is just lighting up our entire studio. It is contagious. So Magic, congratulations. You've got your new docuseries coming out. Why do you feel like this is the right time to share your story?
Well, I think what happened was really when Michael Jordan came out with The Last Dance and it ended, my phone just started ringing off the hook. We love what happened with Michael Jordan. Now we want to hear your story. And so I think that's what really inspired me to do it. And I had to find the right partner, and Apple TV Plus has been the right partner. And then, you know, you start making the phone calls asking people would they be in it, and everybody said yes, and so here we are. But I'm excited because I wanted people to know, yes, it's been some highs, but it's been some lows too in my life. It's been some difficult moments, some difficult times, but it's how you get through them is what matters. And so that's what it's all about.
Amen.
Absolutely. And sir, I wanted to ask you this because I feel like everything that turns out to be great needs something to drive it, like a catalyst. And I feel like for you, that catalyst was your rivalry with Larry Bird. I mean, you guys went at it and for more than a decade, forever. So I feel like that would have gone on. But then you guys did a Converse commercial that led to the start of your friendship off the court. Do you guys think you would be friends today if it wasn't for that commercial?
Well, I would say that it would never probably would be the friendship without that commercial. That changed both of our lives. So now we're shooting a commercial 3 hours. It's time for lunch break. I'm thinking I'm going to my trailer to eat. But he says, no, Magic, come to the house. My mother has prepared lunch. So I can't turn down Mom Bird, you know. So I go up to the house, and he's on one end, I'm on the other end of the table. She brings out the last dish of the food, and she says, Larry, did you tell him yet? And he says, no, Mom, you tell him. She turns to me and said, Magic, you my favorite basketball player.
Betrayal at the Bird table. I love it. I love it.
Well, Magic, you mentioned your children, and I'm going to say specifically EJ because I ran into EJ one time and fanned out like I had lost my mind. EJ is one of the most fabulous people I have ever met in person, okay? But you've been so transparent to share in the docuseries that you struggled when EJ came out as gay. Can you tell us what led to you accepting and loving EJ for exactly who EJ is?
Well, you know, great question, because we grow up wanting our kids to be what we want them to be, right? And so when that world changed, right, then that he didn't become an athlete or he didn't become what I thought he should be, then it was on me, not on him. And so I had to change. I had to accept who EJ wanted to be, and I had to love him for him. And I'm glad that he did change me. And what really got to me was all the letters and emails that he has received around the world, how many lives he has changed and saved. He has been responsible for letting other kids be themselves, as well as tell their parents that they wanted to come out to them. Because a lot of people wrote him and said, I was struggling with that until you came out, and I see how you just love being you. That allowed them to love themselves and become a person who they wanted to become.
Amen.
Absolutely. Magic, quickly, I just wanted to talk about, we talk about this on the show all the time, and it's frustrating when you hear about movies or shows that are made about someone without their input, AKA Tiger Woods with the Tiger documentary. How do you feel about HBO, Winning Time, being made without your input? Because I'd much rather watch your docuseries.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Nothing we could do about it. You know, the Lakers couldn't do anything about it. The NBA couldn't do anything about it. And then, you know, there's some so much lies and not the truth, and so many things made up. So now people get to hear from me, get to hear from the real Lakers. I'm so happy that we're coming behind this so people can really get to hear the real truth on what really happened.
We got to have you back, Magic. What an honor.
In fact, everybody, first of all, Magic, thank you so much for joining us. But to our viewers, you don't want to miss this. To learn more about Magic's legendary life and career, you got to watch his docuseries, They Call Me Magic, premiering exclusively on Apple TV Plus this Friday, April 22nd. We'll be right back. Thanks, Magic.
Thank you, guys.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
State and local governments are enacting controversial laws directed at the LGBTQ community. They sometimes draw criticism from government officials in other states and communities. Verify viewer Verushka asked us about a travel ban imposed in early April by Los Angeles County. So let's verify. Did Los Angeles County ban travel to Texas and Florida over LGBTQ laws? Our sources are California Assembly Bill 1887, California Attorney General Rob Bonta, and Supreme Court briefs filed by the states of Texas and California. In 2016, California passed AB 1887. The law banned state-funded or state-sponsored travel to other states that were deemed to have anti-LGBTQ laws. Currently, 18 states are on the ban list, including Texas and Florida. Attorney General Bonta argues the ban serves two purposes. One, as an employer, the state wants to protect employees from hostilities. And two, it doesn't want to spend money in states that don't share its values toward the LGBTQ community. Texas sued California over AB 1887, arguing the law is unconstitutional. But in 2021, the Supreme Court declined to hear the case, and the law stands today. LA County's travel ban that was passed earlier this month is simply a local-level policy that mirrors AB 1887, since that law only applies to state money. So, yes, Los Angeles County did ban government-funded travel to Texas and Florida over LGBTQ laws. Other states and communities have had similar travel restrictions in the past over LGBTQ rights. Washington, Minnesota, and 4 other states, along with D.C. and dozens of other cities, banned travel to North Carolina in 2017 over that state's controversial bathroom law, HB 2. It required people to use the bathroom of the gender that was assigned to them at birth. The bill was later mostly repealed following the backlash. Typically, these travel bans have several exceptions, such as for public safety, when firefighters from other states travel to assist during disasters. The ban also only applies to publicly funded trips, meaning there are no restrictions on residents traveling on their own to banned states. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Pawn shops are seeing a boost in business thanks to shoppers looking to cut down on their carbon footprint. Let's connect the dots. According to the fashion website threadup.com, more shoppers want to prioritize sustainability. Younger shoppers are leading the charge. A recent survey shows that Gen Z shoppers pay attention to their carbon footprint more often than older generations, and they're turning to pawn shops to buy used items. Pawn shops aren't just a good place to get cash for your old items, they're also a good place to shop for pre-owned items. Because pawn shops are highly regulated, reputable pawn shops will always guarantee the authenticity of everything they sell. And if you're looking to sell something of your own, you may have more luck at a pawn shop. Not only will you get cash right away, but pawn shops can be quicker and less risky than selling to somebody online. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back. Did you know that active elderly people can actually be healthier than inactive young adults? That's today's Focus on Fitness presented by QB. According to a study, individuals who were physically active throughout their life have healthier and superior muscle function compared to inactive younger individuals. Meaning if you're participating in activities like swimming, cycling, running, or resistance training, the cells in your muscles will be protected long term. QB is a great way to get some quick exercise regardless of physical ability or age. Try their under-desk elliptical at home. Call 1-800-556-2089 or visit QB.com to learn more. We had a lovely conversation. DBL is new every day, and we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.